Tonight we're speaking with Krista Chapman Green, who is a native Texan and finally found her forever home 13 years ago in the foothills of Arkansas. With that move, a huge shift started within her life that there was no escaping, and she's thankful for those changes every day. As a longtime solitary practitioner of a nature-based eclectic path, her two greatest loves are writing and music, which began to flow together in the perpetual beauty of this place that is now home to her heart. So please welcome the lovely Krista Chapman Green.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
So what are you up to tonight?
What am I up to tonight? Well, I'm resting now.
That's good.
I'm practicing, getting ready to do a bunch of recording, and so I've been playing all day, and now we're resting to get geared up for tomorrow.
Resting is good and a necessity. That is for sure, right? I mean,
yes, we do some recording here. We've done some recording at over there at his place. It's usually whatever is easiest for us on what we're working on, how much equipment we need. But no, we're just trying to been doing a lot of writing, and it's all just sitting there.
Oh, good.
And so it's time to not let it sit here, let it get out into the world and run free.
My children. Yeah. So I know that you were talking to another interviewer a few days ago about how you had a dozen or more songs that you've been working on that you haven't recorded yet. Is that right?
Yeah. It is. And so it's time to get it done. You can't just.
Are you excited?
I am. I'm super excited. You do it, so it's very exciting. But then you have these very exacting ideas, of how you want something to sound or what you want the finished product to be, and so then sometimes we can make it a little harder on ourselves, I think, than it has to be.
Right.
But it's very exciting. It's always feels good to get something new out there and let other people hear it and see what they think. That's the important, that's what it's for.
All right. So what are some of the songs that you're working on that you like, that you're excited about? Are you laughing at me?
No. There's several.
Okay.
There's actually, I've got a couple songs that I wrote a long time ago that I just kind of have, I don't know. Sometimes we write songs and we just need to wait a minute till we really forge that relationship with them, and that's where I am with these. And now I love them, and now they make me very happy. So we're going to get that done. One of my favorite songs right now, and I think we all go through that too as musicians. I just wrote a song called "Hearts Aren't Meant for Cages," and that is that is definitely a song directly from my heart. That's one of the ones we're going to be recording tomorrow. So I'm really excited about that, to get that done and down. And so lucky to have, another musician that lives as close to me as Lewis does, that we're able to work together and kind of support each other.
Right on. So are you guys doing this everything together? Are you doing like a duet type of album, or are you just doing solo stuff, or how you?
Yeah, we just do. That? He'll play for me and I'll play for him, and we just work together really well.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard you guys play together. It's wonderful.
And so, anytime I can have somebody else here that can play the guitar with me, and we all know guitar is not my first talent.
I don't know why you say that.
I love to play, and I've definitely improved, but it is nice. It's nice to have somebody with you, and like I said, to support each other. It means a lot, and we've had the opportunity to do that, and I guess we'll just keep on doing it as long as we can.
That's awesome. That's good that you guys live so close.
It is. It's very nice. Yeah, it is.
So, how close do you live? Are you right down the road, or you live next door? Oh, okay.
Well, not right, but not far. It's maybe 4.5 miles.
Oh, okay. So you can't like walk there. You can't like just
Oh
go next door and
no. I mean,
okay.
I could if I started today.
That's a long walk.
And I waddle, so
Oh man. No.
this winter hibernation has not been.
Man, I'm telling you what, I don't know how warm it is there yet, but it is. I mean, yesterday and Saturday were cold as hell here, and now
Yes.
it's hot. I mean, it's hot. I had my fan
Yeah.
on and I just turned it off, but it's getting warm. I have my window open all day. So what's it like there? Where exactly are you? Are you like south or north?
South of you. So most people know where Hot Springs, Arkansas is.
Yeah.
So I am about 15 miles south of there. It's not
Okay.
far. I'm not far from Hot Springs. I'm pretty far from everything else, but but not Hot Springs. But yeah, so it's beautiful. I love it here.
Is it?
Yes, it's hot in the
Is it?
summertime. Oh yeah, it's miserable, but I think that's just going to be the growing norm for more and more and more of more of us.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, it really is.
Mhm.
It's those changes are so visible, and I don't know how people don't see them. But anyway,
Yeah,
it's
we're
hot.
not living under the same sun that we used to. I mean, it's the same
Oh
sun, but it's
no.
definitely not the same atmosphere, you know.
Well, she's much angrier.
All right.
Yeah. It's
Mama's
like,
pieced.
yeah, I think she had just about enough of our nonsense. So
Right.
that's yeah. But yeah, it's different. It's very different. And then you get these freak. We had 3 nights of 20-degree temperatures, and then it's 72, and you're like, what?
Right. I don't think it's gotten that warm here yet, but it's on its way. It will be tomorrow.
Oh, it was,
So are
yeah.
you guys out in the country? Like
Uh-huh.
in the
Oh yes,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Awesome.
I don't people well, girl.
No. I don't either.
You've seen it.
I hate to say.
There's no, there's no reason to deny it. Yeah, we live, yes, out in the country, and I love it. And it's quiet, and I have room to roam, and I have
Yeah.
um, a very happy life out here in the sticks.
It looks like it. It looks like so beautiful and idyllic from your pictures. It looks like you have this like wood stove and the puppies curled up next to the wood stove and all of your, crocheting and your beautiful crafts and everything. I was like stalking your Facebook page and I'm like, does she really make all this stuff? Holy cow. And then you're like forever doing new curtains and new wallpaper and stuff. I'm like, I'm so
Oh, just
jealous.
remember that all you get to see is what's in the picture. I just push everything else to the side.
Well, that's what we all do. I mean, if you saw the rest of
You're
my
right.
room right now.
But no, I've worked very, very hard to create a home that is comfortable. The one thing that I've never wanted people to come into my home and be scared to sit down or help themselves to a drink, or when you come here, number one, I'm incredibly protective of our home. So if I have invited you here, it means then now it's your home too. And
Aw.
so I've really worked really hard at creating a space that is, I don't know if forgiving is the right word, just an accepting and warm place where people can be and just be themselves, and be
That's
comfortable.
great.
And it's very important to me. That's a very big focus in my life, is that our surroundings are peaceful and nurturing and loving, and I spend a lot of time on that. And I also have ADD, so it changes a lot.
Well, you need that for your soul, sometimes you need to have, your space when you go into your own room and you just draw the curtains and you're like, nobody can bother me now,
Yeah.
I'm in
And
my sacred sanctuary.
your space. And the thing is, I guess what I've done is I've done that with my entire house. It's like our bubble. and
Mm.
we have gatherings, and I have friends over, and it's just the most joyful thing to me to have people in my home that I love, and that they can share this space with me. So yeah, I do that a lot.
So how was your birthday?
It was good. We had so much
Was it?
fun. I have to tell you though. So I took the musical equipment outside. It's
Oh, nice.
and we
Right on.
proceeded to play all kinds of music of everything that you could think of, and apparently a whole lot of booty shaking music.
Cool.
And so we danced all night, and then several of us got up the next morning going, "Ow, what is wrong with my back?"
Oh, right.
But we
How
had so much
fun.
fun. I'm so lucky to have such a beautiful group of friends. I'm incredibly thankful for the group of people that I have managed to somehow sink my hooks into, and
Hmm.
and I'm not letting
Aw.
them go. A
Aw.
very diverse group, and lots of different people, and I love that. I love that about every one of them.
Are they all from like around your area? Is that how you met them
No,
when
no,
you moved
not even
there?
close. No,
Oh, wow.
no. Louisiana. No, they no, they don't live here. Um, like I said, I have my just dearest friend in the world, Cassie. She comes from Louisiana, and then Deborah and Joel, and they're all up around the Conway area, in
Wow.
Russellville, and and it just makes your soul sing when
Aw.
these people will drive, to spend the weekend with me, and it was just absolutely lovely. And like I said, I could not be surrounded by a better group, a more supportive. Uh, I'm very blessed in that area of my life.
That's wonderful. I was going to say they must really love you if they drove that far. My gosh.
Well, I
That-
love them, and they know I'll honk.
Where are you playing? What's the metaphysical market that you're playing at?
Yes, Enchanted. That is in Conway, Arkansas.
Okay.
And it is a wonderful market. This will actually be my third time. Um, and there's some lovely people that put it together. So it is April 28th and 29th. And like I said, it's in
Oh,
Conway.
cool.
Yeah, it's
Beltane
in,
weekend.
yeah. And so there's just really some really neat people there. Every time that we've been, and Lewis Guru will be playing also. So there you go. You get two
Right
for one.
on. All right.
um, but yeah, it's a really, really nice market with tons of amazing vendors. There's,
Is
I
it
know personally, Scott and Stephanie Brown, which are also just some of my very favorite people. I'm not sure if they're going to be here. They were at the last two, so I need to find out. There's another vendor, Morgana Wild. She's from Oklahoma. Just phenomenal, really good vendors. So if you're looking for anything magical or
oh,
esoteric, it's a lovely little market. So it's April 28th, 29th in
all
Conway,
right.
Arkansas.
Okay, that sounds fun. Yeah, I love to
Yeah.
buy soaps and crystals and things like that.
Yeah.
Lewis was actually talking about that. He's like, yeah, I don't need all that stuff, but it's so nice to have pretty crystals and all this stuff. I'm like, yeah, it is. It ends up costing you more money than you bargained for, but it's so
But
much fun.
sometimes, it's you got to treat yourself sometime.
Absolutely. God, yeah.
Yeah.
Are you vending?
Yeah. No, no, we're
Oh,
performing.
just
Just
performing.
performing. I
Right.
mean, I'll have CDs. I have uh, and I may have a few handmade things there with me. Um, I'll just have to wait and see. But uh, yeah, no, we'll just go and perform and get to
How
see a lot
fun.
of lovely people that I really look forward to seeing now because they're there. A lot of the same people are there every time. And so I get really excited because I know if Morgana Wild's going to be there, she just has the most beautiful stuff. And like I said, she makes it all herself, and it's all found items on her property. And
Ooh.
yeah, it's really neat. So it's just a wonderful little market. So like I said, if you're looking for beautiful things and crystals and soaps and all of the things that we love so much, it is going to be a perfect place to go.
All right. So we should talk about the Red album.
We should.
Yeah. So you were there with me last summer when we first heard about everything, going on. And that was a rough day, obviously. But yeah, it was a dark day with a cloud over it for sure.
Yeah.
But I want to know, like, where were you that day? What was going on? What were you thinking? And how did you feel that you were going to go about adding what you were going to add to this?
As far as my feelings on that exact day, when that came through, I'm raising a little girl for the first time, and I'm terrified. I'm terrified. Yeah. It's terrifying. What hit me the most that day was seeing your daughter, and the absolute look of despair on this child's face. It's not okay, Yeah. And people can try to come up with whatever reasoning, excuse, ideology. It's not okay. It's never going to be okay. In any realm of our lives, for anyone to tell us what we can and what we cannot do with our bodies as women.
Amen.
And
this stuff.
You're dealing with generation upon generation upon generation of women being second-class citizens, and the reality is we're now over half the population of this country. We make up the larger population of this country, and it must be terrifying. It must be terrifying for the powers that be, because that's the only reason I can come up with is it must be terrifying to think, oh no, they actually outnumber us. We must stop this, So it was rough, and you have all those thoughts that go through your head, and it's just rapid fire because you think about how that one decision affects everything. It affects everything. It's not just about the medical. It affects every part of your life. And so then you sit there, and the longer I sat there, the angrier I got. And I'll be real honest, to this day, it's always going to be a difficult conversation for me to have because I do get very, very angry. And at some point, all of us are going to have to get incredibly angry to make something give. So, when they started talking about over at Kiki's tent, this was a possibility that we could all get together and we could try to do something that at least gave us a voice, in the middle of the storm. And so, of course, absolutely, I wanted to be part of that and to make sure that my voice was there and how I feel about it was there. And I'm very, very excited to be a part of it. An amazing group of musicians. There's no way.
It really is.
I mean, it's amazing.
I know it's like it's such magic coming together, in such a bad thing, such a good thing has grown.
Yes.
And
yeah,
it's exciting to see it happening. How do you think this is going to help? Do you think it's going to help a lot?
I do. I think that it has the potential to absolutely help a lot. I think that it has the potential to help in the pagan community. the biggest thing we can do, in my opinion, to make a definitive change is to start in your community.
Mm-hmm.
And this is our community, and I think that on a grand scale we have forgotten how important community is. And so if we can come together and help the people in our community, then it's not done in vain. It's
Right.
absolutely worth the work and the time and the effort that it takes to do this. Absolutely.
Yeah. I'm excited to hear everyone's songs. I've only heard yours, and I don't know if I've heard any of the other ones so far. I've heard a
Yeah.
couple of the teasers, but yeah, I mean, we haven't even heard each other's songs at this
No.
point. Whoever's watching this, this
Yeah.
has all been sort of very secretive, and so when it comes
Yeah.
out, I think we're all going to be pretty excited to hear the entire thing finally, and I think we're all going to be hearing it together.
Oh
I
no, I'm
guess.
super excited to hear the whole, all of it put together. I'm very
Yeah.
excited about that. Yeah, I look forward to hearing it all put together. I think it's, like I said, it's amazing. Yeah, you've got this really outstanding group of performers that it's going to be great.
It is. It's already
it's going
great.
to be wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
going to be
excited.
wonderful.
The two songs, I was listening to a lot of your songs, and I really love your voice, and I love all of your songs, but a couple of them that stood out to me were Altars of the Moon and The Crimson Rider. I think Altars of the Moon was one that you played last summer, right?
Yes.
And that we all sang along with.
Yes.
So that song is just beautiful, and it's just the melody and the way that you shape the words into this, vision of something that's really evocative. It's just, I don't know how to explain it, but if you could talk a little bit about that song and like what the inspiration was for it.
That song I actually wrote on, as cliche as it sounds, I actually wrote one night during a full moon. I'd actually gone outside to sit down, and the full moon has almost kind of a reverse effect on me. It's incredibly draining. I'm incredibly exhausted. And I know that I've got about a 5-day period of just being so tired. But I still try to go out, and because I still think it's important. And I was sitting outside, and I got this song. And so I think I was just trying to remind myself, as exhausting as the full moon is for me, it's still such an important part of my life. It's still, it's something to be observed and something to truly stop and absorb. That power is very important. So like I said, that I was sitting outside and that song came to me, and I was like, well, we're gonna do that right now. And I have a thing where if I don't do something immediately, I'll lose it.
Yeah.
And so I've learned to get my phone. I have a recorder on it, and play the song, record it, and then work out the tweaks. But I had that song complete, done absolutely how I wanted it that night.
Come to sinner, come find your soul. Don't ask questions, be still and behold. And as she guides you through the night, close your eyes, turn out the light. And the moon, she hears my call, On her altar I lay my all. I don't fear the coming light, for I'm wrapped in her arms tonight. And so now walking this path that's been trod, and answer the calling of the goddess and God. And under the beauty, as sky-clad you fall, offer yourself, give them your all. For the moon, she hears your call. On her altar I lay my all. I don't fear the coming light, for I'm wrapped in her arms tonight. Older than time and older than air, I offer myself to the power that's there. And should you find my offer is fair, come then and take me, lover beware. For the moon, she hears my call. On her altar I lay my all. I don't fear the coming light, for I'm wrapped in her arms tonight. I don't fear the coming light, for I'm wrapped in her arms tonight.
The Crimson Rider, what in the world? That is an awesome song. I don't. Tell me what that is all about.
That is, you know, and a lot of my songs are about women, you know, and most of them, you know, the vast majority of my songs are about women, and that song is for every woman that's been called a slut, called, you know, a whore, no, we're alive human beings also. Yeah. And so it's just about vengeance will come, you know, and one day the vengeance will come.
I figured it was something like that.
That's what that song's about.
I said, I figured it was something like that. The first time I listened to it, I was like, ooh, this has kind of a Native American vibe to it. And then I listened to it again and I was like, oh, wait a minute. That's about some woman with the scarlet cape, you know, riding on a fiery horse that's like, you know, woman power. Yeah. I'm like, all right, I get it.
Yeah. Yeah. So I like that song. And it's not a song I sing very much because you're going to love this part. I can't play it. at all.
I understand. I've got songs that I used to do with Sona that I can't play. I don't even try.
And so I'm very, poor Lewis, I'm very reliant on him. So we were playing that earlier today because it's a song that I really love and I want to do it more. And so he's agreed just to do it.
Lewis, will you play this song for me?
Please.
There's a pale horse coming down the lane. Upon its back I see a burning flame, with a crown made of feather and fire. Look out, boys, here comes the crimson rider. Scorched earth follows in her trail. Not many men will ever know her well, but they'll burn in the flames of her desire. Watch out, boys, here comes a crimson rider. Do you think you can dance in her flames? Are you ready to play hellish games? For a queen demands her own desires. Look out, boy, here comes a crimson rider. By a little church stands a hanging tree, and there's a great white horse sitting underneath me, and a man who won't look me in my eye. In red velvet I'll tell this world goodbye. By the dark and the moon and under a soaring fire, I hear the women cry and I become a crimson rider. Do you think you can dance in her flames? Are you ready to play hellish games? For a queen demands her own desires. Watch out, boy, here comes a crimson rider. By the dark and the moon and under a soaring fire, I hear the women cry and I become a crimson rider. I hear the women cry and I become a crimson rider.
I'm a singer. That's
Mm-hmm.
that's what I am, you know.
Same.
But the truth is exactly that. If you can't, it's really hard for like a band to travel.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta do schedules and you gotta do it. So, and I
It's hard
tried,
to travel with the band.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And it took me 3 times. I tried 3 different times to learn to play the guitar. The first 2 times were horrible. It was horrible. It was so bad that a guitar was destroyed in the making of me
What?
not being able to play the guitar. And 'cause
What
I
happened?
do have a temper. And then the last time how old was I? I was 35 when I picked it back up. And I was like, you're going to do this. I don't care if we have to, we're doing it. And so I just made myself, and I kicked and screamed and hollered the whole way. But, I'm really proud of myself. I'm a reliant guitar player now, and I can play exactly what I want to play. And, I recognize that my music's not always for everybody. I like very stripped down music. I think a lot of that comes from being raised in the church with nothing but a piano. And so, but I'm happy with what I can do because I can play what I want to play, and I can play my music. And
Right.
and that works for me. So I'll just keep doing that.
Did you go to church when you were a kid?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
What kind of church?
Methodist. Yeah.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I like to say it's just the lazy Catholics. Like
my family were Methodists, they were Presbyterians, which is a lot like Methodists, I think. They're like the mild-mannered type of, just very nice Christians that are, and they are really good people. They are. They're genuine Christians. But
and when you find real ones, they're amazing. I mean, they're amazing. I have a cousin that I am so proud of. We're about 18 months apart in age, but she is 100% committed and has devoted her life to her belief. And I will defend her right to have that belief until the day that I die. She has done mission work all over the globe. She used to go to Russia once a year. If there's anybody that is a walking example, she's it. And so you always use her as why I will always defend the right for anyone to practice whatever belief that they have.
Of course.
As long as it's not harming anyone else. That's very important to me, that everyone has the right to that. So
that's what I don't understand what's going on with the whole, the judgment from people lately. It's like, it blows my mind. It's like,
I don't, and you're going to laugh when I say this, but this is actually absolutely what I think it is. People need to get hobbies.
They need a life. Get a life.
Yes. And no, but honestly, I mean, we're dealing with people that are so caught in this bubble of ignorance for lack of, but it's by choice now. We've moved into the part of the world where we're now living in a world of willful ignorance. And that is what I don't understand. That I don't know. I don't know how you can hate somebody. I don't know how you can. I've never understood it. I've never been able to wrap my brain around, even as a child, I couldn't figure out what's the problem.
Right.
And I still don't get it. I still don't understand it. The world chews us up into little tiny pieces, and then it spits us back out. And if you can find someone, I don't care who it is, that can walk through that with you, or your group of people, or it shouldn't matter. We all have to have that support. And how you can look at another human and not want that for them, I don't know.
I don't understand it either. I don't understand the hate, well, you don't belong because you're a sin and you're an abomination, just your very existence. It's like, what? This is supposed to be coming from people that are all about love and acceptance. And it's like, what is going on? I don't understand. I don't know.
Yeah. And the sad thing is, those are all what I like oftentimes when I have this conversation with people, because you see it in not just even in the pagan community. So we're dealing with a very human flaw that is spread across the globe. And as long as there are humans, they will continue to have the capacity for hate. And because it's just part of our makeup. So what we can do is we have to keep talking to people and keep reaching out to try to educate people and let them see that we're all just humans. We're all just doing the best we can here.
For sure.
So if we could just all get along.
Right? Can we just all get along? Love.
And if you can't get along, just go home and be quiet.
Right? If you don't have something nice to say,
Yes, then just shut
the
up.
hell up.
Just because you got an opinion don't mean we need to hear it. I mean, but
No,
yeah.
for
So
real.
I'll get off the soapbox.
No, I get it. Yeah.
I just don't understand.
I don't either. And I don't know if we ever will get to, because things are seeming to get much better. But you know what? I think things are going to have to reach some kind of really awful boiling point and then boil over. And then something new is going to have to come in and help heal the world. I mean, I know it sounds ridiculous and it sounds simplistic, but it's going to have to be people like us. It's going to have to be motherly, loving, earth loving, environment loving, kind of humanitarian people. It's going to have to be. It's not going to be able to be these men that are up there, on their pedestals, judging us.
I can't.
I know. I don't mean to get like political, but
no, you're not. It's because
it's really even.
Here's the thing: it's not even about politics at this point for this country. And this will make people mad, but I'm going to say, because I said it to my husband and I said it to several men that are incredibly important to me in my life. And I said, nothing will change until white men decide that they want it to change. And, and I have a beautiful husband and I have beautiful men in my life. And they're not in any way, and he said, well, I can't make it. I can't change it. I said, yeah, you can. You call one man and he calls another man and you keep doing it. And I was
wonderful point.
And I was furious, and I wasn't real nice about it, but it's absolutely how I feel. This country was built. It was designed. It is run on the benefit of the white male. And that is exactly what it was designed to do. That is what it's going to continue to do until white men decide they don't want it to be that way. And people will hate me for saying that.
No, it's true. I mean, I have white male friends too that I adore. I mean, it's like, power to the brothers that are standing up for us, because my God, we appreciate you, and really we do.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you can't say it's not all white men or it's not all this or it's not all that anymore without somebody, wanting to spit in your face. But you're right.
Oh yeah.
This country was built on that type of foundation. Look at pictures of who were the men writing the documents that formed the Constitution that that we all live under.
Well, you can't.
White men.
Yeah, I mean it was the original foundation and design, and you can't escape that. That's like saying history is not history. You can't.
Sure.
You can't undo that. But there are changes that could be made, but it has to start with the man next door to you calling his buddy that lives in Utah, and he calls his buddy that lives in Kentucky, and he calls his buddy and they have to do the work. They have to do the work.
Right.
And we have to hold them accountable to that. And I get a lot of people angry with me for that, but
I don't know why. I mean,
it's a hill I'll die on, and they have to be held accountable. And that starts with the man that lives in your house. And it goes down the food chain, So yeah, I have to be really careful when I get into these conversations.
Well, I mean, if people would just realize like what we're saying, and it's not that hard to comprehend. It's like, don't be afraid of women. We're not. I mean, yes, we're very powerful, and we know it, but we want to work with you. We want this to be a nice place for all of us to live. We don't want our friends being stomped upon because of the color of their skin or who they love. I mean, my God, come on, and I don't know why it's all of a sudden. It's not all of a sudden, obviously, but why it's become this way since 2016 or what have you. But but it just seems like it's getting worse. And I can't look at the news anymore. I can't look at the news and,
because humans are losing their humanity.
Right.
Step by step, every day. They're inching further and further and further away from their humanity. And at the end of the day, humans are mammals and they have basic needs.
Mm-hmm.
And, when you take away that humanity, they're going to do whatever it takes to meet those basic needs. And it's very easy to look at other people as threats or as something you should be scared of, or when you begin to lose the ability to recognize another human. And that's where we're at. You've got people that do not recognize other people as capable, grown, intelligent humans capable of making their own decisions and living their own lives. And it makes me furious.
Mm-hmm. And you should be furious.
It truly makes me just furious.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's just,
that's natural.
Down. Yeah, and it's just going to keep rolling downhill,
right.
and it's a way to keep women in poverty. It's a way to keep whole areas in poverty. And people I don't know, they're not putting the puzzle pieces together.
Right.
And I don't know how to make it any more clear to them.
Right. Well, we're mammals too. We can be animalistic, we can rip some faces off, but we don't want to have to be that way.
Right. It's just the ass. Be better, but it's not.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna work.
Yeah, I don't know what the answer is, but I think that you can change the world even if you just do something, even if you just do a little bit, whatever you put out there ripples, and it makes waves, and it really does, so everything that we are doing is so important.
Like I said, community. You have to, the first step in change is your immediate community. So, going back to us doing this album, all of us together, at least maybe we can help people within our community,
Oh, absolutely.
With a need. And it's really important. So I always tell people, if you've got a community, work it,
right.
Work it, do what you can to strengthen it. And that's small change that has to start. That's one of the first ripples, and it goes out, and we can make massive changes if we affect changes in our direct community, which is why I thank you so much for what you're doing in your community and the work that you're putting in. And it's, you're a brave woman. I would not be able to be. Like my mouth is in the bed.
People call me crazy more than brave, I think, lately. They're like, you are out of your mind. I'm like, well, somebody's got to do it. So
exactly. You're doing the hard work. And I have massive respect for you for that, because
thanks.
You start, and I was like, hey, I could kind of maybe do something. And then I was like, you become physically violent. I'm like, no, this is probably not a good idea for me.
I mean, I guess I could become that way if I had to, but I've never had to yet. So, yeah.
Yeah, I decided that was probably not the right route for me to support my community.
Well, community is so important, and we have been lacking that in this, not only this country, but in all over the world. It's like, we used to be communities that used to get together and help take care of each other's children, and all cook together, and like we do at festival,
Yeah.
Like, why can't we get back to that? But people, like you said, it's rolling downhill. People are so divided. It's scary, man.
Well, it's capitalism at its finest. I mean, the gaps will continue to grow, and it will. It's a me world that we're living in,
Right.
and it's terrifying to me. personally.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's I always tell people, if you can build that core group, like I was talking about earlier, you can build this core group of people that you can really rely on, and it's so important to get out of that me mind, that state where it's just me against the world, and it doesn't matter. I don't care about anybody. We're not going to make it as a species. We will not make it as a species if we continue on the road that we're on with the me drive. We won't make it. I mean, we're herd animals. And so
we are.
I mean, we are. And it's scary out there. And that's why I love it. You go to festivals and you get to see people, and it's so good, to be able to share that time where you can kind of just let your guard down and be okay, and share meals. And it is. It's an important part.
It is. And we should do much, much more of it. Much more of it.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, I've got some grand ideas. So we'll have to
Okay.
we'll have to talk about it sometime.
All right.
We came up with some beautiful ideas today. We were like, we could do this and do this. And
okay. Well, do you want to share or no? Is that something in the future?
I don't know. We got to talk to a couple other people.
But okay.
We really were going to try to talk about getting
tell me if there's anything else you want to talk about.
No, I think that's it. I think I motor mouthed enough.
Are you sure? This is going to be funny to watch later.
I try not to use any curse words. Try not to get real angry. So
yeah,
I think I've done all the damage I can do.
All right. Okay. Well, thank you, Krista. I really appreciate your time. And it's been a lot of fun.
It won't be too long. And
yeah,
we get to see each other.
I'm excited. I can't wait. I can't wait to be around kindred again.
I know, it'll be nice. Well, you hug everybody. Hug that girl for me. And
I will.
Y'all have a good night and try to relax.
Thank you. You too. I really appreciate it. All right. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.
I put my wishes on dragonfly wings and watch them go. Then I sit down with some honey meat and I enjoy the show. And under a full moon, my lover and I, we're all alone. I've lit the candles, and that boy knows his part. He's really gonna see a real live work of art. And dragonfly wings held the dreams, they led you where you are. Come into the circle, boy, let me hold your hand. There's a magic moving between this woman and man. And dragonfly wings held the dreams, and they led you where you are. No clouds above us, I feel soft peat upon the ground. My body's shaking, boy, as you lay me down. Under a full moon, you can kiss and hold me tight. Cause I already knew that tonight would be the night. And dragonfly wings held the dreams, and they finally led you here. Dragonfly wings held my dreams, and they finally led you here. Dragonfly wings held my dreams, boy, they finally led you here.
Okay, sorry about that.
Oh, you're fine.
I've been sitting here with my legs crossed for an hour on my bed, and I'm like,
Are you got any blood in your feet? I wouldn't.
It was awesome. And there was a lot of wind.
And you just have to tell me to be quiet.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if that makes sense. I mean, nobody's worried about if Arkansas is going to flip.
Right.
They're like, is Arkansas still a thing? I thought.
Right.
Why don't they just put all those states together, you know?
Yeah.
And that's
right.
what it is. We're just this big swath of rural living. Mm-hmm. And we have to try to teach our rural neighbors to vote. They got to vote.
Mm-hmm. Right. Get out and vote, please.
Gotta keep working on it.
I don't know what the answer is.
Talking about, you see all the things I crochet and I make. I'm like, I make stuff so I don't kill people.
Right.
You mean?